Hey, everybody. Mike here. Welcome to the show. I just want to say we just hit 400 ratings on iTunes, which we really appreciate. If you can, though, keep those ratings up, keep those reviews up. Download, go back, and Matt's telling me go back and re-download the show. I don't know. The kid's always got something cooking. But what he's telling me is if you have any family members with dementia or any kind of mental impairment, to take their phone, download the show, put the things out. It boosts our numbers, and then that will help us out, and we certainly do appreciate it. I got a fucking demon Yorkie here who never stops, and I'm trying to make enough to put him in a home someday. Okay, so thanks again, and hope you like this one.
Hey gang, it's me. Hey man, can you turn that down a little bit? It's me, Bill Clinton. Just want to say, R.I.P. to our buddy Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry that things had to happen this way, but thanks for the memories, buddy.
Stephen Hawking here. I will see you again, Jeffrey.
Hey man, it's me, Chris Tucker. I love to have sex with kids.
It was Chris. He was. And then who else?
It's a different Chris Tucker.
I don't think it was.
That's the thing. It's not enough fun names. It's all like a Democrat from Arizona.
Right,
the senator from Massachusetts.
It's like this was it. This is
Right.
not an interesting story.
Where's Colin Jost?
Yeah, I want the dirt, baby.
Yeah, there's people that aren't on the logs.
Right. It's gonna come out that he was on those flights. It's a real shame. What are you gonna do? Guy has it all, and he's got to travel on a plane to fuck kids. Anyway,
Deb, you think we'll ever see Colin again?
yeah. You think we'll ever get invited to his wedding? All right.
You don't think you'll be invited to his wedding?
I doubt it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I did just call him a pedophile on my podcast.
Yeah.
He just shouted that he was a pedophile in your small corner of the internet.
I bet you could look. I don't know how you couldn't look this up, but if we did the research, more people have shit talked Scarlett Johansson for the role she's picked than they have Jeffrey Epstein for fucking kids.
Oh, like more angry tweets about
Way more, like triple.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people had stuff to say about this.
No.
A lot of people,
because you have to be informed to comment on a situation like this. Dude, I told my sister what happened, and she was like, he killed himself at her birthday on Sunday. And I was like, yeah, but like, there's these like high, it's much bigger
your
than you
sister,
think.
is this
Like,
the one
a
with the
lot of
really
people-
tight pussy?
Fucking
Sorry.
scumbag.
Josh Rabinowitz said that to me one time. I was talking about my mom, and he goes, your mom? Is that the one with the really tight pussy?
Rabinowitz said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a joke thief.
Welcome to the show, though, Scott.
Oh, thank you guys. How you been?
Yeah, our boy's dead. He got.
Were you shocked?
Everybody gets got. Yeah, I think so.
Very shocked.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It was a big old surprise. Found out Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Night after Wolf's taping, which was right down the street from Michelle Wolf's tape. He died in Lower Manhattan, right?
Oh, yeah. The
I
same
don't know.
place
Was
they
it? What,
kept El
really?
Chapo and
Yeah, it's Lower
Bernie
Manhattan.
Madoff
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff.
She recorded her special in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah,
That's crazy that like while she was on stage just down the street, Hillary Clinton was raping Jeffrey Epstein to death. Like, what a night for women. What a night for just cackling bitches.
for just annoying voiced, fucking homework lovers.
Oh, jeez.
They should. She should get to be president now if she did it personally.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the presidency should work. It should be like a murder type situation. But do you really think he was murdered? We're just sticking with that, right?
Well, I don't know. Let's try to say that he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he either killed himself with like like a variety of like incompetence issues at the prison, as well as like the stars aligning with him like being taken off
Yes.
his roommate being removed, all sorts of like just weird, like
Roommates coming this fall to NBC. Now they're roommates. They used to be roommates in college, but they ran a child sex ring together.
But like everybody who was like, oh, that's the job. They're supposed to be watching him has like never had a job.
Yeah,
Because no one does their job well.
Yeah,
Nobody,
they don't get it.
Right.
nobody does their job well.
Right.
And so,
Scott dropped 3 dead goats this week. He's not supposed to.
yeah, like you don't. I don't know. It's to go like, oh, how could they be so incompetent?
All right,
Right.
but let's
Fucking
so
cops,
then
Check
let's
that's
on him
how.
every half hour. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's 3 o'clock. That's 3:30. This guy's like
I
a
think-
full-fledged baby.
Look, I don't think anybody came in and killed him. I think he was told he needs to kill himself, and the people at that jail were told, hey, you don't got to pay attention much to this guy, because they wanted him to kill himself.
right.
But I think he did it, but I think it was like you got to do this thing.
Yeah, don't get in the way.
Yeah.
That's one of the best scenes I think in any movie, which is in
Godfather 2.
Godfather 2. Do you know what I'm talking
I've seen
about?
Godfather too, but
Yeah.
what part? I don't know.
Hagen.
So Tom Hagen goes to Frankie Pentangeli in prison. He goes, remember what would he's like, you're a history buff, Frankie. Remember what would happen if there was a plot against the emperor? And he's like, yeah, they would go home and they'd open up their veins and their families would be taken care of. And then Tom Hagen like nods at Frankie and shakes his hand. He's like, don't worry about anything, Frankie. And he's like, thanks, Tom. And Frankie killed. It's basically Tom telling Frankie to kill himself, and
No shit.
he doesn't have to worry about his family,
Wow.
which is like one. Yeah, that's like.
So
Right.
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why we're enjoying it so much too. It's the plot to a fucking great movie.
Yeah, I just hope that the investigation stays alive, because I want to see other people sweat. I want to see
But
Clinton
one thing,
sweat.
yeah, okay. But one thing that I do understand, right, is that like, yeah, of course, there's like this guy probably wants to kill himself, even if there's, it's like his life is over. He's going to be remembered as a kid trafficker. So obviously, anybody in that position probably would want to take their own life.
What if he killed himself because he went weeks without fucking a kid?
He just couldn't bear.
Like he could. Like, what if that's it? Like,
right?
You know how like crackheads, like they fucking, I need it, and
Right.
it's just the fucking.
Yeah.
What
He
is
couldn't
that?
get his kid rocked.
Yeah, like it, just that.
Sorry.
Yeah, they had to
shit.
bring in a midget for a conjugal visit to like dress up like a child so he wouldn't die. That's what he gets. He gets fucking all the famous midgets are dead.
Peter
Joe
Dinklage.
C is dead. Yeah,
C
but
wasn't
Peter,
a-
come
Joe
on,
C wasn't
Peter
a midget,
Dinklage.
though. Peter Dinklage stinks, by the way.
Why?
I started watching Game of Thrones. He's bad at it.
Really?
Oh, he's bad. He's a bad actor.
He's a bad actor.
Yeah, he's like overacting. It's fucking bad. He's not good at it.
He was good in The Station Agent. He was good in Elf. He's not good in Game of Thrones.
I don't think he's good in Game of Thrones.
He's
Peter
like
Dinklage is
overacting?
too like high profile. But yeah, Vern Troyer's dead. Now Joe C wasn't a midget.
No, he had something else wrong with him.
Okay.
I don't think it's technically a midget though. It's like some. It's
He
like
was
Gary
like a
Cole. Like
kid,
Gary
right?
Coleman wasn't a midget.
Wasn't a
He's like
midget.
some other thing.
Just has like an aging thing.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, that's what Joe C was.
Do you remember that movie Jack with Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yes, 100%.
Good movie. So Francis Ford Coppola directed it. I mean, I do remember having a boner the whole time in the theater because Diane Lane is so fucking hot and she plays his
I gotta
mom.
look her up in that movie now. Cosby's in
yeah.
that movie, right?
Is it?
I think he is.
He
yeah.
plays like his therapist or
It's been
something.
a while.
But what's funny is I guess he plays like a boy who like ages like
4
a man.
times too fast.
But that's
yeah.
not what those kids look like.
No, they look like the bird from Peanuts.
Yeah.
From Charlie Brown.
Oh,
What's
Woodstock?
his name? Woodstock.
Yeah.
That's what those kids look like. I've
Yeah.
seen them on Maury.
Yeah.
Remember,
They
Maury
look like
used to be able to have
a
episodes
Renaissance
like that?
painting. Yeah.
They'd be like, "Look at this fucking thing! Is dating a regular guy. He's 5'10". Like it was always
And
like,
then it's just
and then Maury goes, "You love each other?" And they go, "Yeah." And he's like, "Isn't that amazing?" And everyone like cheers.
it's just some deformed guy and he's like he twerks.
Yeah. It's like a burn victim, and it's
Yeah.
just like, but she
Go,
fucks.
go,
What?
go.
You're fucking? That's amazing.
Right. We really lost this country, huh? Yeah, you
Yeah, we
can't make a spectacle out of it anymore.
Oh man, Jack was a good movie. I'm looking at pictures of Google
I
Images.
remember I don't know. I
he farts
remember
in
like
the can in that one. That was the
yeah.
best scene in the entire thing.
Yes. So sad at the end. You
Like
didn't cry at the end where he's like he looks like 95.
Oh, he's like 95.
He's
Yeah.
giving the graduation speech.
I was a kid still. I was like worried I could still get Jack disease
get
or
that.
what. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I cried though.
But is that a real disorder that people have, or
no, I don't
No.
think so. Or if it is, it's like it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
You know, your body starts.
Yeah, no,
looking
like I
weird.
said, it's that fucking aging quickly disease.
Yeah, it is a real disease, but
Mhm.
you wouldn't look like a full-fledged
you
man.
still look like kind of a child?
Yeah, you wouldn't look like a fucking a carpet
That's what
on
I don't
cocaine.
get. Like, why are these guys who fuck kids, like, why are they not, like, finding other ways to fuck other things
Right.
that,
Like
is
what?
legal? That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Like,
Mike, you've had the idea of like just an 18-year-old girl that's wearing a T-shirt that says "I'm 15."
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's
Yeah, yeah.
literally all you have to do.
Just dress up like Britney Spears in the "Oops, I Did It Again" video.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't understand this idea that she has to be 15 or 14 or however.
Right.
Also, you're not a pedophile
Right.
if you fuck those things.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
I think
there's another
some
word.
of these
There's another word.
like
I think it's
pederast?
wrong.
Yeah.
And I've said this like many. I don't want to repeat myself. I don't know if I said this here, but like I'm not attracted to like anybody who looks young.
Mhm.
Right.
Like I just don't find it attractive.
You
at
heard
all.
it here first, folks.
Like I like literally oftentimes like masturbating to like borderline old lady.
hmm
Because like young women just I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe because
Yeah.
I've been turned down by young women,
Yeah.
and an old woman has like only ever wanted to have sex.
Have
with
you
me.
ever watched that old man, young girl porn? It's
Oh
not good.
yeah. No, it's not good.
I don't like
You
it.
ever watch young man, old woman porn? Fantastic. It's fucking good.
Right.
But I don't know. I think like
As I'm getting older, I am starting to find myself attracted to women that I never thought I would be attracted to. Like a 40-year-old woman in mom jeans. Like someone who looks like
that's just
someone who looks like Reverend Lovejoy's wife, the real version.
I just don't get the appeal of like
Right.
of a young person. I
Mhm.
really don't. I don't understand why it's
They're pretty hot though, Tina. I mean, I think
You're talking objectively, not
objectively, yeah. I think
really don't
teenagers
see
are
it, man.
sexy.
like
for
you
you. Like
look
if
at
you're
like,
making a
Like
Nickelodeon show.
I never got to fuck a 16-year-old, and I never will.
Right.
But I remember how horny I was in high school.
yeah, but 16-year-old white girls aren't fucking hot.
I think
When he
they
was
are. I don't know.
15, probably 16, 17.
I understand you if you said like another ethnicity because like a lot of them
You don't
mature
think-
different or they get curvy or something.
Uh-huh.
White girls, no.
You don't think Meadow Soprano in like the first couple seasons was super hot?
I gotta look her up, but no, I don't remember thinking she was hot. I don't think Edie Falco's hot either. She looks like my buddy Rob.
I do not look like your buddy Rob.
Edie
Tony.
Falco. Edie Falco.
Tony,
Edie Falco
this
looks
fucking
like
kid
Woodstock.
says I look like his friend Rob.
Who was I looking up? Who was the? Oh,
You better watch yourself.
Meadow, season 2, season 1.
You better fucking watch it.
Meadow's way too young, season 1. I know
I
that
do a
for sure.
decent. I think I do a decent Edie Falco.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Tony.
think it's bad. Tony. No, that was terrible. I'm bad at impressions.
Anyway,
No, that's
so
Stephen Hawking was fire.
Yeah. no, I don't find her attractive, dude. I'm looking up Meadow season 2. No.
Okay, so real quickly, the thing that I want to go into is if you want to argue that this was a suicide, I think that it's like that's hard to do considering he's at this like top secret facility. And what I've heard is that no one who was on suicide watch has ever killed themselves
The
before.
first.
I heard at
Now,
that jail.
I don't
no,
like-
I heard it's been 40 years. That's what I
Been
saw
40
today.
years.
It's
Oh.
been 40 years.
Mhm.
And he's the second person to ever do it. So before then, there was just no one. It was just a guy 40 years ago and now.
Mhm.
Reset the clock.
And again, yeah, it's like
It
this
just
is like
feels
the most
like-
high-profile case
Right.
fucking ever.
Yeah.
Right. And then the correctional facilities union was like, they were like trying to like defend their people, being like, we're overstaffed. These
Yeah.
guys were overtime for the 5th day in the row. And it's just like, well, couldn't we just assign one special guy for this
Look,
billionaire
listen,
pedophile?
You call
You
him
could
RoboCop
put-
for a guy like that.
well, I mean, right. You could put Jeffrey Epstein in this room. I don't think he could kill himself.
Right. Because you'd be watching it.
I'd be watching.
because he'd be laughing with us, telling us stories.
He'd be the best.
Say what you want about
Bill.
Jeffrey Epstein. He's got stories. That's a fucking podcast.
Not
man.
anymore. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. He'd tell us what Colin Joe's dick looks like.
Oh, and I also saw today that they had cameras everywhere on
Yeah.
the island.
And
On the island?
microphones and stuff.
Yeah, and then they were saying, oh, well, that was so he could blackmail people.
Yeah.
But that also like doesn't benefit him. If this is just like
Well, we're gonna
Kid
get
Fuck
into that.
Island.
So we're gonna get into that
Okay.
in a second. But what I want to talk about is like. What I want to know is like, how did he do it? Because I heard that when you're on suicide watch, you're in a room. It's no more than like 8 or 9 feet high. You're given sheets that like are essentially paper that would rip, that can't support the weight of your body. It's a 200-pound guy. So I just want to know like
So-
what happened.
Right.
If we're gonna go down this road and entertain this, and we're not gonna entertain it for very long, but what did he do and how did he do it?
Right.
So apparently, yes, he's supposed to get paper blankets, and he wasn't. He was given like regular, like cotton or whatever the fuck blankets. Yeah, apparently that's the thing. He hung himself with his blanket because it wasn't a paper blanket.
They just give him a newspaper.
Now, whether he was like complaining, oh, I don't like the paper, and then they were like, oh, fine, here's a fucking blanket. I don't know, but yes, he hung himself, and you could hang yourself. A height isn't a thing. In prison, you could.
He just
lean
Jewed
forward.
his way into
Right.
killing. He
You
just
just
Jewed his
tie
way
tight
into killing
and-
himself.
Yeah, you could just tie it on anything and lean forward.
That's
like-
paper makes it very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I had a buddy who.
Can I just get like a regular sheet and a steak knife?
Like autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah.
People die from that. They're not
Right.
hanging from their fucking ceiling. They're leaning forward.
You had a
Like,
buddy that
usually-
happened to?
They usually use their doorknob.
Right.
Like they fucking.
You had a
lean
buddy
forward.
that happened to?
Yeah. So and everyone
Jeez.
was like, he killed himself.
Why
And it
didn't you
was
just
like, why
call
did
your
kill
mom if
himself?
he wanted
And then
to
like
come?
2 years later, it was like, no, his dick was out.
Oh boy.
It's like.
That's a real late
Like before
postmortem.
cops realized that it was like, oh, autoerotic asphyxiation, you think it was just like, and he's insulting us by pulling his cock out before he wanted all of us to look at his
He wanted
dick.
us to find him this
He said,
way.
fuck the
Some
world.
cops like, I'll see you in hell. Spits on his
Yeah,
corpse.
spits on his dick.
Fuck you too, buddy.
No, he was jerking off.
I guess I don't think about that often because I used to think you needed like 12 feet. You need to be like
Yeah.
dangling and
You
like
just
see
gotta
somebody
lean
kicks
forward.
a
You
stool
just need a
out.
doorway.
All you
Yeah.
got to do is lean forward and pass out.
Right.
Well, they still haven't said how he's done it then.
No, they haven't said shit. And dude, I don't think they're going to.
Why wouldn't they tell us?
I guess he didn't kill himself.
There's
I mean, really. Like, that's
like 15 bullet holes in it.
something. I mean, holy shit. I don't. It's.
Right. So he was found unresponsive and they rushed him to the hospital and then he was pronounced dead. Do you
Yes.
think like they put him in a bag and then they like revived him and now he's like on a beach somewhere in like Brazil?
Well, there's another thing too, where like there is like allegedly a photo of his body, and what they're doing is they're looking at the ear prints because apparently ear prints are a sort of effective way to identify people, and they're saying that like his ears are the ears in this photo are totally different from Jeffrey Epstein's ears.
It's just
I
a
don't-
cauliflower ear.
I don't see any reason. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for him to like
Well,
not be
Jeffrey's
dead.
Epstein's-
He should be like
Right,
it seems
right.
like a lot of trouble to keep the guy alive.
Yeah. Right, exactly. 100%. I always thought like those movies where like the plot was like everybody kills himself like in The Happening or like that movie the Bird movie with Sandra Bullock where they see stuff and then they kill
Oh,
themselves.
Bird Box. Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought you'd be safe if shit happened to you and you were in that little padded room,
There's another movie about when people see something and then they kill themselves. It's called Scott's Mom's Box. They take a look at it and they go,
That ain't right, dude.
sorry, dude. I'm sorry, bro.
It's okay, bro.
We're cool, right?
Yeah, we're fine.
But I do
Does
kind of
Epstein have kids?
no. He was never married. Doesn't have any kids. He did have a lady. There's a lady, Ghislaine Maxwell, who's like the daughter of some billionaire that I guess financed him. Another thing. So somebody, a fan reached out to me on Instagram. Do you know that restaurant in the city called The Smith?
No.
So there's a restaurant in The Smith. I worked there for like a week, and now they're like a chain. They're like kind of like an upscale. What would you call it? I mean, I guess they're like an Apple. They're like a good Applebee's. They're like,
Okay.
it's like a restaurant. There's
It's
one
a
in the East
fancy
Village. And there's
chain
one.
restaurant.
Yeah. But apparently the guy who is the owner of that is the son of some lawyer, and that lawyer represented Jeffrey Epstein.
For the Miami Herald stuff from like
Yeah.
10 years ago where he got off. pretty much scot-free?
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that guy got a $5 million wedding present from his father, and he used that money to open this restaurant. so
if you eat at the Smith,
you support kid fucking. And you know what? They fired me, and I'm glad they did. I think they could tell I was going to bring them down someday.
You worked for a lot of bad people. You worked for that Japanese restaurant.
Oh,
you worked for the Smith. Where else have you worked?
Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
What if every job you've worked has fired you because they thought you were too close to finding out they were fucking?
Exactly.
Every job
I thought I was just some loser.
you've ever had.
I go home for Christmas. I'm like, I got fired again. They're like, what the fuck is the matter with you? They're like, this one's going to figure out.
Blue collar retarded detective.
Mom, I got fired from Build-A-Bear. But you know what? They fired me after a week. I was wearing my uniform, ready to taking the train back from Jersey to go to work. And they were like, yeah, we don't think it's going to be a thing.
That's fucked up.
Imagine that.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not involved in kid fucking.
Yeah, now he's in the hot seat, baby.
Yeah. So please go to the restaurant, walk out on the bill.
But
Whatever you have to do.
But that's the, so where are how many slaves were on the island?
It's 60 alleged victims at this point.
But were they were fully just essentially living on the island, or they were going back, they were flying around the country, right?
Yeah, I think there was
to kind of
contract
service
work.
whoever. Yeah.
I don't think that anyone was a live-in sex slave.
It was kind of like an escort service.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But they were underage.
Yeah, and they would we were doing a little research on it before. The way he ran his operation is he would just have handlers who would make sure to tell them all the information they needed to know, and then questions would be purposely not asked.
Yeah.
He would never ask a girl how old she was. It was just implied that she was.
Deb was
say that she was.
Do you
18.
think any of these girls are shit, you ruined the party? Deb was like, do you think some of them liked being sex slaves? You never know. I don't know.
Deb didn't say that.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, I bet you it's
Deb could
better
so
than
easily
amenities.
be a sex slave. She's like, oh my God. You show Deb an above ground pool, and you're like, you just have to fuck Alan Dershowitz.
Well, that's what's kind of funny. So Matt Groening, is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
Fucking loser who made The Simpsons.
Yeah.
He was, this slave, it's so weird calling them slaves, and then but it's she was on a jet. I don't know. It's just you don't think that way. But that's that's the modern slave. Yeah, it's the modern
21st century slave.
Right.
Things have
These
gotten a little bit
slaves, I
better.
don't know how good they have it. There's one surviving slave. He's 160 years old. He's like, you fucking crack a devil, bitches. Try to tell me you a slave.
You suck
Suck
a
my
dick
dick
in the sky.
Oh wow, yeah. You suck a dick on a private plane.
So
Fuck out of here.
Apparently, this slave was told by Epstein, hey, massage Matt Groening's feet. And she's explaining it in whatever, whether it was a blog she wrote or I don't know, whatever. And the way she's just, it's his feet were so gross. It's
his feet
it's
look
the
like Marge's
opposite
head.
of what you think
His
a
feet look
slave
like
would be
Jesus
say.
Christ.
She's just talking about it like she was inconvenienced.
Yeah.
It's ladies, if you were a slave or are a slave and you're listening to this podcast,
right,
really lean in on the fact that you were a fucking slave. Don't talk about it like there was a line at Starbucks.
Right, but you never know if they're being coerced or manipulated or threatened or what the situation is
either.
No, I think the girl said she had to have sex.
That's the
with
other
him.
thing. She's just describing massaging a guy's feet.
Yeah, he had nasty feet. It's
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
all it
you
was. She's
probably
they're the
washed
grossest
them
feet I've ever seen. And then she's he drew a picture for my brother and my father. Then she goes, who have continued to watch episodes even after. She's critiquing The Simpsons.
yeah.
Right.
Seasons 1 through 10 are great.
She walks in. She's like, "Dad, is that season 13? You fucking asshole! You know this guy raped me."
Every time I see those secret initials on Homer's fucking sideburns or whatever.
Well, he's watching the hockey episode, and she's like, "All right, this is good writing."
Yeah.
Season 5,
it's just details need to come out about every aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they will. They raided his island
Yeah,
with 70
fuck yeah.
federal agents on Monday.
fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably found nothing. It was all burned in some fucking.
Or they're like, hey, we need to maintain this island. Like, they just like kind of say, yeah, we searched it, and then they just keep whatever's going on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So I would urge everybody to read. There's a girl named Whitney Webb. She writes for a website called Mint Press. I think she's she's based in Chile, and we
Okay,
read. I
call
read a
it
couple.
Chile, Mike. You're not cultured by
Chile?
saying Chile. She was raised in
says Chile.
Chile. She
It's
was
not even
molested
spelled.
as a child.
Yeah,
Yo, dude, that's like your joke you got on late night. I have a severe dairy
Oh, yeah.
allergy.
Yeah.
he performed
Por
forced
favor.
conalingus on her vagina. No, but
Tell us about Chile.
well, first of all, I know and I got in a fight with somebody for that, but it's not even spelled Chile.
It's not.
No,
Oh, it's Chile.
it's
Yeah, Chile.
spelled Chile.
Yeah,
if it was spelled the regular American version.
Chile.
You can't be the ignorant guy from Jersey your
No,
whole
you can't.
career.
You can't. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Gotta
think
grow-
pronouncing
gotta grow.
Chile right is really going to set you apart from the rest of us. I think you're going to lose your core fan base, but you're definitely going to gain some listeners.
I could have sworn Chili was spelled Chili.
All these pedophile
No,
jokes,
that's the
inappropriate, but
Yeah.
he sure does know how to pronounce.
Molesti. Molestado.
There's probably not even a word for molestation in Spanish. It's probably not even a word. It's just
Well,
like fucking
moleste in Spanish means disturb.
Disturbed.
Yeah, so if you
So
go to a
that's right.
hotel, it'll say no moleste
So the band
on the.
Disturbed, like if you're like a Disturbed fan,
Yeah, you
in Puerto Rico,
molestados.
yeah, molestados.
You put that on a T-shirt for
Down
me.
with the sickness, molestados rules. I'm a big fan of
Oh, me gusta
molestados.
molestados. some day laborer gets arrested because he's talking about he's talking about the band that he likes.
Chester and the Molesters.
Somebody fucking calls the cops on him.
A fucking
Me
molestados
gusta
t-shirt.
molestados.
Oh man.
All right, let's get into some of the bad takes real quick. There was some guy on Twitter who was like, Suicide Watch, you can't. It just sounded like complete bullshit. He was like, Suicide Watch is like you're just watching the guy. That's it. He was like, Suicide Watch is not like a permanent thing, which sounds like bullshit. Like Scott said, 40 years till somebody since somebody did this. There is another. I think maybe the worst take that I saw was some lady who was like, hey, if you guys think that Bill and Hillary are so diabolical that they can kill everyone who gets in their way, wouldn't Hillary be president right now? And to me, that was like just the absolute worst. That was maybe the dumbest thing I've ever read in my life.
That's
Yeah,
some
it's very
fucking
stupid.
stupid lizard brain.
Because it's like, right, because you can still be a murderer and incompetent. You can still be a murderer, and most people who murder people are,
you can have power and be stupid.
Yeah, also becoming president is a very difficult thing. It's easier to murder a person than it is to become the fucking president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
It
Yeah.
just is. And so it's who are you going to
I mean,
fucking
that's-
kill? How
right,
many?
right.
You're going to kill everybody who
Everybody
voted for
for-
Trump, you fucking
Right.
idiot?
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
literally doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's a new paradigm. She should have hired Cambridge
There's just
Analytica
just a
first.
genocide. Hillary just kills everybody in Pennsylvania who didn't vote, puts them on a train. She's like, because I'm a girl boss.
Dude, it would honestly, like, if she killed, that's what's fucking crazy. Like, if she just killed him and was like, for women,
Mm-hmm.
like, this man is like a fucking rapist.
Yeah.
They should just kill
Oh,
him
you think
based
if it
on
came
you're
out-
a rapist.
right.
That should be her
Right.
spin. When
Yeah.
it does come out that she fucking, fucked his mouth to death,
Right.
it should be I did it for women.
But
Jen,
the justice-
Jen Kirkman will be like, what a badass. Jen Kirkman and Selena will be like, oh my God, my queen. She fucked the guy.
But the justice should
she
be like
she pegged him to death in his jail cell.
she should have to kill Bill in order to be free finally.
Yeah.
Because Bill is also complicit and involved.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Sure.
her final trial to be like let go of all of her crimes of killing Epstein
her husband.
is to also kill Bill.
I wonder.
Well, somebody else was like, if you think they killed Epstein, but they didn't kill Anthony Weiner, you're insane. It's like, okay, murder expert.
Yeah.
dumb.
Speaking of bad takes, I saw somebody get mad at Somebody saying Fredo is like the N-word for Italians.
Chris Cuomo.
Oh yeah, I saw that because of the Chris Cuomo thing. Which badass of him to be like,
I liked
oh,
it.
you're gonna call me a name? I will fucking hit you.
Right.
How cool was that?
He's like, I didn't know that was your name. He's like, you fucking knew, and
he's
now
like,
you're a liar.
Of course you knew. Yeah, and the guy looks like a bitch.
Yeah, he
the guy
does.
looks like an absolute bitch. Then he's like recording him, and he's just like, all Chris Cuomo's being in that video is a fucking badass.
Yeah,
It's
as a
pretty great.
man.
Yeah.
How do you insult him? Like the only thing you could say is like, well, no, it's not the N-word for Italians.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the N-word for Italians is the N-word. We just call you the N-word.
Right. You just put
Yeah.
tomato in
Call
front
Italians
of it.
the N-word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you fucking call me?
Only
You just call me the N-word? That's like the N-word for my people. Dude, I should go home this weekend and call my dad the N-word.
Yeah, see what happens.
My sister thought he was black for like the first 8 years of her life.
Who, your father?
Yeah,
How?
because he's like dark and he had jet black hair. She thought he was a black guy. My mom thought he was Puerto Rican when she met him.
Nah, that's nice. Dude, I got a haircut
Thank God for my
yesterday.
mother, huh?
And they fucking gave me like the whole goddamn...
Yeah, they took.
The way they shaved my face is like so stupid. And then after
They
the
gave
guy
you a
goes...
chin. You got a chin strap.
Yeah, I got a fucking chin strap. And the guy goes,
When do you get rid of
afterwards,
that?
he goes, you speak Spanish? And I go, no. And he goes, oh!
Really?
He thought I was fucking Spanish. And so he ruined my face. So I tried to like buzz it down a little bit. They're fucking idiots.
gave you the
man.
wrong style.
Yeah. This looked like a fucking
He meant to
idiot
give
now.
him like a fucking bowl cut and a pedophile mustache.
I would have never.
He's got a whole
straight line.
He's got a whole poster. He's got a poster with a bunch of hair set at the end. It's just like Charlie Brown. Yeah, he cuts white guy's hair.
Oh man.
Spanish guys will never get caught up in like pedophile ring, like
No.
things
No.
like that. No,
No.
that's like a white guy thing.
They just catcall 14-year-olds from
Yeah.
their fucking
Yeah.
dump truck.
yeah, that's enough for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, you got to get it out.
Right.
Yeah.
What if
That's
it's
a great
just
point.
an
That's a great.
island
That's a
of
great
just
bit,
guys
dude.
catcalling. That's all they want to do is just catcall 14-year-olds.
Yeah, that's like tourism. That's why people go to the DR so much. You can just ride a truck and yell at
just shout
14-year-olds. Yeah. There's another bad take that I want to read because like
My least favorite joke of it all is
Mm-hmm.
the suicide watch. I guess that means you watch somebody commit suicide. There's no work in that. Can you pass me that?
Yeah.
That was your
Handing over
favorite
a
joke.
chalice
You
of
just
blood.
enjoyed the simplicity of it.
No, I hated it.
Oh, you
I didn't
hated
like
it.
the
Okay.
joke. I heard it like constantly.
Got it.
It's just fucking lame.
I heard you say you liked it, and I was trying to deconstruct that.
No, I didn't like
Got
it.
it.
I thought it was fucking stupid. But it's like, how do we prevent this in the future?
Well, this is some
how do
shit-
you prevent
this is a
the FBI
particularly
from raiding your fucking pedophile island? It's like I don't know. It's really fucking terrible. Nobody seems to actually care. That's what's interesting. It's like we just want to know
Right.
the atrocity of it isn't what we're excited about. We're excited that like we might find out a crazy secret about these important people.
Yeah.
It's not I have not heard a word about the victims of this. This is like the first, like, dude, no women are talking about this. It's fucking it's
think
us.
people-
It's women
Yeah.
are not talking about this. They're not
You
going,
certainly
what the
hear
fuck?
more
There was
about
an
that,
island.
yeah.
It's guys going, holy shit, we're finally gonna find out what the fuck
Yeah, but
the elite are
don't
doing.
you? I mean, you care about these victims, right? I mean,
Of course
I feel
I
like
do.
I do. Yeah. So I think most people do. Most people are.
We
pretty
certainly hear
hard
What I'm
more
saying is
about
about
this
what
is a
could be-
women's issue. This is a women's
Right.
issue. This is what women should be fucking talking about right now.
Yeah.
This is absolutely, but instead it's
Yeah.
become.
Hey, ladies, why don't you speak out against these Jews who are doing this to you, flying you around islands, making you massage Matt Groening's feet? Why do I have to do it? Why do I have to be the one that yells at the Jews?
Yeah, is there a Wine and Epstein podcast yet? Like, do they have that yet? Where they
It's wine o'clock. Yeah.
they sit down and drink a bottle of wine.
They drink a bottle of wine, talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, that's the next step.
So
elitist we fucked.
I want to get into one of these bad takes in a second, but the other thing I do want to talk about is that, like, I think it's hard for people to connect the dots because they don't really get it. Because they go like, oh, there's this rich guy who has a plane and he like flies girls around and lets famous people fuck them. If that was all it was, he would like have been arrested. He'd be in jail right now. I think there's connections
He was arrested.
between.
He was in jail.
No, but he got arrested. No, but he got arrested in 2008,
That's
and
true, yeah.
they basically
They
let
gave
him
him a
like
sweetheart deal.
I read some article where they were like, they basically let him like, they left his cell unlocked, and sometimes a prison employee would see him like walking around naked. He was just walking around
I
naked
heard he just
in jail.
had to be back at night. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Did you see Acosta's tweets about Epstein being like, "Oh, thank God he can finally face justice," and he was the one that got him that deal?
No, but that's fucked.
Yeah. Everybody just wants to turn their backs on him as soon as it's like the walls.
So
are
we're going to
closing.
talk about in a second why Acosta did that.
Okay.
But what I want to say is like the fucking I feel like I've kind of spent the past couple years doing this podcast trying to understand power and like connect these dots and how you have a class of people and it's not just them, it's like intelligence agencies, it's the Israeli Mossad, it's this like web of shit that they do that you can't even really wrap your head around. It's a bunch of billionaires like getting together and being like and looking out for each other and having an infinite amount of resources at their disposal, which is why I want to read this take, because I thought it was like, this was one of the worst things I read from a guy who I know and is a comic and is otherwise, pretty, I'm sure he's not an idiot, but Epstein killed himself because he knew he was facing life in prison. No testimony against others would have changed that. No judge wants to accept a generous plea deal with the country watching. Now, dude, I get it that you were a fucking dog bite lawyer or something, and
I know the comic
you think you know about law.
You were a dog
But like,
lawyer.
dude, this isn't like, this isn't Judge Judy where your roommate stole cable or something, And it's like, I'm with you up to this point. It's like, if you're accused of child sex trafficking, the entire world hates you. You have no family.
Right.
You don't even have a fat daughter who can get on Twitter and like defend you.
Yeah.
It's like, you probably would want to kill yourself.
Right. You were denied bail. Did you hear his thing at the bail trial was like, he'll pay for the private security to guard him at his mansion on the Upper East Side. And it'll come out of his pocket. And they're like, nah, you're still a flight risk.
Wow. No, I didn't know that.
He just pays like 6 black women to be like, you better get back in that house.
Also,
He pays them like $13 an hour.
how
You're
old
like,
is Epstein?
you ain't leaving it. You better come. He's like 66. Or he was.
It's like, what? You've lived like clearly, well, to him, an amazing life, right? That's not an amazing life to me because I don't want to fuck underage girls.
Right.
But to him, it's literally like the perfect life he's lived. How do you not just go, all right, I'll just chill for 15 years in jail?
Yeah.
Like,
Was
why
it-
would you kill yourself? You lived according to
well,
yourself.
because
like
you
the
might
best
get-
mounting
life you
civil
could live.
suits. There was like, he was facing life in prison, stuff like that.
No. I
But
understand
everybody
that, but
hates
the
this
rest of his
fucking
life
guy.
isn't that long. It's like 20 years as
I
opposed
see
to
what you're
like
saying
50
now. Yeah.
years of doing whatever the fuck you wanted. Like, I bet you there was times at that island where he was like out loud, like, if I ever get caught for this shit, fuck it, I'll be fine, because he got to live it already.
Right.
It's like
but-
guys who
but-
like murder their girlfriends' boyfriends, and they go, it was worth it. How does a guy who fucked kids his whole life and that's all he wanted to do, he got to do it on an island?
Yeah, but we're saying like if he did kill himself, I think it's better to like go out on your own terms and to like get your head beaten in with a fucking fruit cup.
For sure.
Like they find a way to murder you with a prison fork,
right.
a plastic prison fork.
Or a dildo.
It's just like
you said in Hillary's
just
case.
a horrifying. Yeah,
He must have been scared because pedophiles get their asses kicked in jail.
Right.
dude,
They get killed in jail.
Hillary's just like Walter White in that scene in Breaking Bad where the clock's ticking around and she's
Yeah.
like
Looking out the
she's
window,
just
sipping coffee.
drinking rosé.
Yeah.
Like, pick yourself up and
She gets like a quick text that it's done.
yeah. She gets a call from who would tell her that it's done.
Huma killed her in prison.
Yeah, Huma, or like I don't know, one of her goofy aides or something, with who I don't know enough about. Anyway, but yeah, so this post Okay, so no judge wants to accept a generous plea deal with the country watching. Also, the decision to take a person off suicide watch is done by people who work in prisons. It's a shitty job, often done poorly. This is kind of another problem. People bringing their personal experience to something like people. Sometimes people can't imagine a world outside of.
Yes.
And then so this is another part of the.
That all makes sense so far.
The conspiracy theories being floated are foolish. Life is mundane and predictable. Everyone just wants to leave work and lay on the couch. Okay, life's not mundane and predictable if you're flying to a kid fucking island and there's a temple there.
Yeah.
I'm sure, that's
Right.
When you're a fucking hustler, life is dope.
He's
Yeah.
also
Period.
happy and engaged, so it's like, what?
yeah. What's his name, Matt?
Hey,
You want to give it away?
I'm not gonna give it away.
I don't know who this dude is, but I'm just saying, yeah, that's not true. It's not everybody wants to go home and
Right.
sit on the couch. Losers want to do that. I
Right.
want to do that.
And life is unpredictable. You know, these kids next door could rob Mike at knife point.
They're not. They love
or
me too much,
gunpoint, and we just would never know
dude.
until it was too late.
There's these two kids that live next door. They're always asking me to play with them, and it started off I would just talk them through the fence, but I've been over to their house because it's public housing next to me, so I've been over their house a couple times. So I guess Deb bought them a bow and arrow, two bow and arrows.
What?
Like a fake bow and arrow.
toy,
Okay,
sticky
yeah.
ones? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then so long story short, they're I'm trying to research for today, and I just hear excuse me, on the fence, and I can only hear 10 excuse me's before I go out there because I don't want to. And he's like, "Can you fix this arrow?" So I taped up the arrow, and then he was shooting at balloons in the tree, and then he was like, "Can you make it sharp?" And he's he wanted me to put a nail in the arrow, in the toy arrow, which I might have done.
I oblige.
Which I might have, yeah. And I said, you got to be really careful with this.
Don't shoot this at your brother.
That's what I said.
Well, what's going to happen is no one's going to die from that.
No.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is they are going to shoot it at somebody who is then going to shoot them with a gun.
Yeah.
You're
Or
going to get these kids killed.
it's gonna get the
No.
brother's little leg.
They're
hit,
kids.
and they'll go to the ER or something.
Yeah,
something a little minor.
Fun. It's like a
Yeah.
story they'll have forever.
Right.
You
a
gave
scar.
them a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta
Kids
keep that
play
arrow.
with stuff all. No, that's
But my
all right.
point is, life is more unpredictable than it is mundane and then predictable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's predictable for you
Mm-hmm.
because your life.
life
It's
show.
predictable
You're not
for
a
most of
billionaire.
us. For us,
You
yeah.
can't just
Yeah.
pick up and
For
buy
a guy
ticket.
who created an island for these things,
Right.
life is the most unpredictable thing.
Mhm.
right that
Anything could happen.
that building
at
in the
any
center was
moment.
that a church? or was
Holy
that like
shit.
a
Some kind
temple
of
of sex?
temple or what? Yeah,
What?
I think it was
I don't know.
some kind of. I don't know.
Looks like some Israeli prayer.
yeah.
Prayer
a
center.
mosque?
I don't know. It looks
Or-
kind of like a mosque, right?
Right.
It has mosque colors.
Yeah, yes, it does. Like he had financiers from Qatar or something.
Yes.
And
there
they were
was
like,
something like
we need a place to go hang out and worship while
This
Yeah.
we're
episode's
here.
brought to you by White Claw Spike Cider.
you got a White Claw. What is the White Claw thing? Everyone loves it now. What-
Yeah, it's
I've been told
it's like
either a
cider,
spiked seltzer
spiked
and
seltzer,
it's new. Is that
or a Zima.
but it's like a Zima, I guess. But it's not. There's not that much alcohol in it. It
Everyone's
doesn't
loving it.
but it doesn't give you a buzz
You drive and drink those.
if you have
if
four.
you drink 4, you get buzzed?
Yeah, I drive and drink these. Yeah.
You, I
Really?
mean, I'm saying you
Well,
would.
no, I would. Yeah, it doesn't. It's pretty. I wrote
They're
an Uber.
tasty. Okay, so that's not
You did?
not just a joke.
One time years ago, Mike called me and I'm like, "What's up, man?" And he goes, "I'm driving drunk
Just get off the phone with me, you
on the
dummy.
BQE." You don't remember that?
No.
And I was like, "I'll talk to you till you
When
get
was
home."
it?
I don't know, a couple of years ago.
I'm driving drunk.
You were mad about something and you were like, "I'm driving fucking drunk." You don't remember that?
I don't think
Oh,
that's how I talk.
I swear. Well,
No, I-
it might
that's
not be how you
definitely-
talk, but you're definitely drunk driving.
I was
Who
mad
gives a
about
shit?
something.
Yeah, you were upset about something.
I wonder what I was upset. I wonder who made me upset.
No. Well, it wasn't a lady thing or anything. It was you were just pissed off about a thing, and you got drunk and you were driving home. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, it was fucking
What was
great.
the thing? Do you remember the thing? You don't have to say it.
Yeah, I remember the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
That's
I'm just
fine.
not gonna bring it up.
What was it related to?
Comedy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
You were just like mad about an opportunity. And
Oh, okay. Well, if you're a Patreon subscriber, find out what that was. Give me $5 to unlock the secret. Do you ever think about what the worst thing is you've ever done?
yeah, dude, and it's like nothing. Like
Yeah.
whatever the worst thing I've ever, it's gonna happen.
Oh,
Because it has not happened.
Wow.
I haven't done shit. Like I've said reckless things, but nothing I say I mean.
You never like hit and ran somebody.
No.
That
I've,
could be in the cards.
dude, so one time this girl called me and she was like, I ran over a possum, but it's not dead yet. Can you come run it over? You know,
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I'm a fucking man.
Yeah,
you know? I'm
man
I'm the
shit.
guy you call for
Right.
for man shit.
Right.
And so I see it laying there. I fucking
She's
run it
like,
over.
my boyfriend's he's asleep. He's got to go be an engineer tomorrow. He's like a doctor.
You got friend zoned by some.
Your your boyfriend's a fucking pediatrician. He's asleep. She needs you to run the possum over.
No, yeah, he's a physical therapist.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend. And I fucking ran
That's a
over
very
this
Jersey
possum.
career, though.
Physical
Yeah.
therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Go ahead.
And so I ran this fucking possum's head over like 5 times, dude. Clunk, 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 right?
It was still alive.
And then I talked to her after. I'm like, nah, it's fucking dead now. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
And she's like, I didn't feel that I hit it, but when I turned around, like I saw it in the road, and then when I turned around, it was like just laying there. And I was like, oh, it was playing possum.
No.
When possums are in danger, they pretend they're dead.
Yeah.
And so it was pretending it was dead in the road, and then I came around like,
And you
Yeah.
made sure it was.
and I made sure I fucked up. That's probably the worst thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Oh, I ran over a bunch of baby possums once.
Different girl.
I was just driving one morning, and I thought it was leaves in the road, and then I was like, oh, possums. And then it was like,
Just too late.
6 dead baby possums.
Wow.
It's mostly possum-related things.
Yikes.
I think the worst thing I ever did was punch my brother.
Which brother?
You punched your retarded brother?
Well, I said it was the worst thing I ever did, right?
I was just making sure. Yeah.
I remember I got like so mad at him, and yeah.
But what does he do? Like,
Where'd you punch
how does
him?
he react to a punch?
He looked at me like, how could you do that?
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought he would, like, absorb it and, like, ugh.
If you punched Frankie right now, he would look at you the same way.
You thought he would like double in size and like throw me across the room,
Yes, of course.
throw me through a wall.
Their shirt would,
Yeah.
like, rip off of him without him ripping it off.
Yeah. All right. Here's the part I want to get into. So as we know, Epstein was arrested in 2007, and Alex Acosta, Trump's former labor secretary, was the guy who tried him. What I found out from this girl, who is a journalist, who is based in some Latin American country.
What's the name of the publication again?
Mint Press.
Mint Press.
Mint
Okay.
Press News.
Got it.
So check this girl's work out. Her name is Whitney Webb. It's pretty well documented that Epstein did have some sort of intelligence connection. It's pretty well documented that he was told to sort of like stay away from Epstein and don't prosecute him too hard because it was like a CIA matter. And I think what's been reported is that, and I'm sorry that I'm not citing sources or anything, but I don't know.
We don't have any.
Yeah, we don't have any. And also, I'm a clown. But the CIA does have a history of using like sexual blackmail on people. They get people to like have sex, and they record it and like they use it
Right.
against them. So Epstein might have been this sort of like their guy for that. He might have been the guy who like
It's like you
knew the teenagers.
What if every single
So
employee? at the
so
CIA
that's the thing is like this looks very bad for like the CIA or whatever other agency he was working with,
right.
because this might have been his role in the whole.
is to get these powerful people on an island, have them fuck kids, and then you go, hey, you belong to us now. That's
Yeah.
the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
And what they said is that the CIA has done that, and like they've done that pretty extensively in the past. The thing is that, yep, okay,
These fucking dogs.
I know,
We got a real professional.
professional cock block over here.
We said too much.
Yeah. Frankie's an operative. Frankie's a Mossad operative. That's why my career hasn't been going so well, because Works for Israel.
Well, okay, so wow. So who else do you think? That means they must have everybody on tape.
Yeah,
Fucking a
A
kid.
lot of people.
so that's the thing, is that like a lot of these like there is a group, and I forget the name of the group, but there is like this group of billionaires that has sort of come together with the goal of like protecting each other. And I think that that's probably one thing that they use so that they can like control people, is they put this hot, sexy teenager in front of them in this palace where everybody's doing it, and you don't really want to, but
Right.
you know.
I feel like they did that with closeted gay men. They got married as well. They could put like a hot twink in front of them. They have sex, and then we're like, "Hey, we're gonna tell your wife."
Yeah.
And now your family is gonna find out.
And they're like, well, where did you find the hot twink? And they're like, damn it, you got me.
I just think like every name that's come out so far has not been appealing enough to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
If that like computes at
Bill
all.
Clinton, though.
Yeah, Bill Clinton. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He was trending there when he died there too.
Clinton was
body
trending.
count.
Yeah.
And people were trying to get Trump body count going, but apparently, like, this is according to Don Jr.'s Twitter, but they were trying to get Trump body count going, and it just wasn't as popular.
No. Yeah, because like they had way less frequent interactions. He like cut ties.
Yeah.
Because he was like scouting broads at Mar-a-Lago or whatever.
Yeah, and he fucking booted him, right? He like kicked him out.
He kicked. Yeah,
Trump did kick him
Trump's
out
a hero.
I mean, in that story, he is.
Yeah.
In that story, he's a hero.
Mm-hmm.
What was his Epstein response?
Well,
What did
the
he
other
say?
thing,
The
too, is, like,
Clintons are definitely
Trump's
pedophile
attorney-
murderers.
What's that?
Trump's Epstein response: the Clintons are definitely pedophile murderers.
Dude, he fucking rules. I love this country. I love. That's my president.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Unless you're Mexican, well, you can't be unhappy. You have to vote for this guy.
Unless you're me.
We go into like doing "not my president" hashtags.
Well, and there's rumors
Yeah.
that ICE were. I mean, how many children are missing? It's like 2,000 children.
It's bad.
And
Yeah.
they're saying that ICE has to do with child sex trafficking. That's the Super Bowl too. You
Do
know,
you think
about
you
the
ever
Super
show
Bowl?
up? You ever show up to the island and there's Mexican kids there, and you go, "Oh, all right."
You're like, this wasn't on
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
I had
advertisement.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like they're all out of vanilla.
Like I had this last night.
I don't
Twice.
want mint chocolate
Mexican
chip.
kids twice in a row.
It's just trying to get inside the mind of a pedophile. You know, you never know how these guys think.
Come to Pedophile Island.
That's why we're here. But so that's kind of like, I think now I'm kind of putting the dots together on why I thought that particular post was so off, such a bad take, because it's like
You can't dismiss all these.
you can't wrap your head around.
I mean, he's like, I'm lazy, and it takes work to do a thing like that, so it couldn't have happened. That's
Right.
what that guy sounds like.
Right.
Not everybody's lazy. Some people will really work hard to get what they want.
Right.
Right, like just because you want to just go to war, like that's literally an insane thing to say. This guy with a fucking $70 million mansion that's apparently the largest. It's like the largest single family home in New York. Just wants to like go home and put on like
His iCarly pajamas.
yeah, he just wants to watch like Moa Mayer's Netflix special or whatever it is.
Right.
Whoever, he just wants to watch, like, you know, who is he? Yeah, he just wants to watch like Steve Harvey. He wants to get home at 3:00 so he can watch the Steve Harvey show.
Some Family Feud.
Well, then you
Yeah.
think like about all these like figures in history who were fucking kids. Elvis, right? Priscilla was like 14 when he started messing with her. I told my aunt that, and she was like, no. He met her when she was 14, but then he waited till she was 17 to have sex with her.
Nice.
It's like, you're the dumbest
What a
fucking
gentleman.
bitch
What a
ever.
gentleman.
Yeah.
How stupid.
Right.
man.
That's
I know.
Seinfeld, right?
What's that?
Yeah, Seinfeld, that big-titted girl.
17-year-old girl.
Oh, we were
Yeah.
in the moving truck the other day. We were doing a bit about like Seinfeld doing the statutory rape and like the intro of the show. And he's like, it's not rape, it's statutory. Your Honor, I didn't murder him. I statutory murdered him.
The semantic.
I mean, you've never lived until you've motorboated a pair of 17-year-old tits.
Charlie Chaplain, right? Charlie Chaplain fucked young girls.
Oh,
Got
really?
them pregnant and stuff.
Well,
yeah.
so there was another interview that I read that said that like somebody went to Jeffrey Epstein's house and he was like, it's kind of an aberration that we criminalize sex with young girls. He's like, until recently, homosexuality was considered a sin.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I mean, I guess there's a
Wild.
million ways
That
to
guy's
rationalize.
Fucking doing a lot of.
There's a million ways to
mental
rationalize
judo.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the idea is like is the law inaccurate? Like, or is it like, well, they could get their period, and so in nature they can be fucked.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded like Dershowitz a little bit. That defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's still moral. I can't get behind someone who's just like, well, the law is flawed. It's like, but morally also, like, you shouldn't fuck someone who is an idiot.
Yeah, but then it's like when you
Shouldn't
live in a
fuck idiots.
society. But right, yeah, that's true.
Same reason we don't fuck retards. Like, young girls are retards.
Jerry Seinfeld dated a retarded woman in 1993.
That's what it should. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Turn
Replace
18, you stop
16-year-old
being
with retarded.
That pussy's not retarded. Bam, 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 bam.
I swear, Your Honor, I didn't know she was retarded.
Down syndrome. What about up syndrome? Boom, bam, bam. Looks like up syndrome to me. She had a.
I didn't get in her pussy. I got on her pussy.
And well, here's my other question: What
You
is
don't get
Epstein?
up. You don't. You always say you get up in the pussy. They never say you get down in the pussy.
Where? I mean, what was his childhood?
Well, I don't know. He was just like a
Epstein?
high school. He was like a high
started
school
from
teacher.
nothing, didn't
Yeah.
he? Somebody was like, "Hey, you're wasting your life as a physics and
How
math
does a
teacher
bastard
at Dalton
orphan
school on the Upper East Side."
Watch Lin-Manuel Miranda writes a musical about him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show the world that I'm gonna fuck these girls.
That's your Hamilton rap.
Yeah, that's the Epstein Hamilton rap.
You should Weird Al that entire
My name is
Hamilton
Jeffrey
soundtrack. If you Weird Al the entire Hamilton soundtrack and Jeffrey Epstein taking a shot.
The world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Cast all of color, of course.
Yeah.
You'll be back.
A friend of mine was working for the NSA for a little bit.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was, dude.
And what'd he do?
He was a
Janitor.
yeah, he was a janitor.
He was Matt Damon and he wrote Arabs are bad on a chalkboard. He solved the fucking unsolvable problem.
This guy's a genius.
All right, guys.
Do you have a story behind the NSA guy or no?
Well, he just said that he didn't like doing it after a while because he felt like we were like the bad guys. Like we would listen. He said the United States would like listen to conversations of like business of business people that the United States was doing business deals with, and they would listen to their conversations beforehand. So it's like some businessmen from Kenya being like, "Well, this is our price, but this is how low we'll go." He would be like listening in on that,
Oh.
and he was like, "Oh, this is like cheating."
Yeah, but so what? That's like it's like insider trading kind of. It's like a Martha Stewart offense.
Yeah, they don't get involved in the money aspect of it.
Yeah,
do
but
they?
why would you use a government agency to do that?
Yeah, I guess
For,
you're right.
unless it was like
Yeah.
a government contract or something.
It's
or I
all
don't
above
fucking
my
know.
head.
I don't fucking know. I mean, this country just
What's your
fucks
friend?
over everybody.
What's your friend do now that he's left the NSA?
Uh,
Do you work at like a
Dude,
Wendy's?
what if hear me out. Okay. So we've all been saying that this country has really been built on the backs of like African American, like slaves, right?
Chinese?
We said that, right? Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Chinese built the
Italians.
railroads, right? Oh, no, not Italians.
I
what?
don't know.
No
yeah,
one says
what are you
that.
saying, dude?
In
No one
cities
says
and
this country was
stuff?
built by fucking Italians. Nobody says
We
that.
did build this
It's
country, though.
No, it's black people.
Irish?
Now it's Mexicans, and then it was that, right? But what if we really find out that this country was built on the backs of sex slaves, child sex slaves. Do you think, like, black people would get mad about that?
So, can I dissect
Are you
that
following
for a
me?
second?
No, I'm not
So, like,
following
the
you.
child sex slaves did the manual labor to, like, build the roads and the infrastructure?
Well, no, I'm saying like the government aspect of it, like the wiring of not like the physical stuff, but all the other shit.
Right. All
If-
the people that went to the pedophile island.
Yes, if it was like all of this was facilitated through child sex.
Everyone that signed the Declaration of Independence is like, no taxation without representation.
Yeah, like are they?
Plus child sex slaves.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something to
I don't know.
look into.
Yeah.
Like how far does it go back? I guess that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like how, at what parts of history? Like, is there like a Forrest Gump of I'm a kid who gets fucked, but I was there for all of it?
Yeah.
Is there that? But it's just some 14-year-old. I don't know.
They can't be 14 forever, so there's no. They couldn't have a Forrest Gump story.
That's true.
Eventually, they would have to become the pedophile, kind of
Well,
like,
no, if you're like-
Charlie Sheen.
13, 14, 15, 16. How long is Forrest Gump's story? Really? It's only like the 60s and 70s, and then like they totally skipped the 80s. It's only like a
Yeah.
little bit of the 60s and some of the 70s, right?
No, I thought it ends in the 80s.
It ends in the 80s? I thought it ended in the 90s.
I don't know. I don't remember
Oh.
exactly. The book is wild, though. He goes into space with the monkey.
Yeah, I heard
in
it's
the book.
bad. I heard the book's bad.
It is.
The book. So he's just a retard who ends up in space.
Yeah, I mean, he goes into space with the monkey.
Dumb.
I wish they would have kept it true to the book, just to fucking see how fucking crazy it would
Yeah,
have
how
been.
shit that would have been.
Yeah.
Good movie, though.
Man, so two monkeys in space, huh?
Nice.
What? Can't call retards monkeys, dude.
Yeah. Tom Hanks is hardly a monkey.
Mm.
Tom
That's
Hanks,
true.
the only man in Hollywood who hasn't fucked a young boy.
I would be devastated to
That's
find
true.
out. Yeah. Do you guys
No,
have
you
anyone
wouldn't
else?
be devastated.
You wouldn't
It's
be
food. You wouldn't
devastated.
be.
Come on.
It
You wouldn't
would
be
be-
surprised.
Okay, wait,
you would.
wait,
You
wait.
would. You would really be surprised. You go, oh my god, my hero.
Let's break it down.
My
from
hero,
like,
Tom
is there,
Hanks.
Is there a celebrity that you don't
Why?
know in person
Why do
that
you
you'd
put
be
faith
sad
in
if they
anybody?
died? Would there
Mel
be
Brooks?
No.
like when
No.
Tony Soprano died? Was James Gandolfini died?
No.
Did that kind
Yeah,
of?
you're sad, but it's not like a family member died. I don't have 6 seasons of My Grandfather that I can just watch whenever they can rewatch.
Yeah, honestly, anytime
There
a
was a
celebrity
bit that I
dies,
tried
I
on
just
stage
go
with
like,
him.
"That's interesting." It's always
Right.
just interesting to
Right.
me. It's never sad.
I feel like it's a couple that would be like, whoa.
I guess when Don Rickles died, it was kind of sad. But like, I mean,
That's
I think Mel
crazy.
Brooks
he was
is the
like
only one.
87 or
No,
something.
I know, but it's still yeah. But you're like, but I would have liked to maybe see him live at some.
I thought we
Oh,
had
yeah,
more
yeah.
time.
He's still-
yeah.
That's like a selfish thing.
Yeah,
But no.
no, but there's no
Dude,
celebrity.
most people don't get sad about family members dying. Legit, most people.
But what I'm
do
saying is,
not.
there's no celebrity.
don't.
There's no celebrity that I would go, oh, not him.
No,
I'm so heartbroken.
No
Everybody every person has the potential to do fucked up shit,
Yes,
to be corrupted by power and do fucked up shit.
there are celebrities
And
I
people
love.
People go, no, not Ryan Like not like what are you 9 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just saying.
If
Because
we
you-
found out Tom Hanks did
If it's
pedophile shit, it would
available,
kind of change.
here's the thing.
my entire-
You eat meat, right? You eat chicken. You eat pork.
Sure.
Every animal that you eat comes from like a horrible factory farm system where they're tortured and kept in cages and like,
Right.
it's a bad thing. But you're
Right.
allowed to do it, so you do it. It's completely immoral to do that.
It's like abortion.
It's like abortion. Yeah, we all
know it's wrong,
We've all driven
but we
our
don't
mother
care.
to the clinic because someone raped her again.
Your mom? That's the one with the loose pussy?
Someone raped Ma again.
We've all- yeah, it's like abortion. It's allowed thanks to a few overweight women
I don't know.
who fought for the right to murder these poor innocent babies.
Abortion is murder, though. That's true.
Yeah, but
It's
I
just
guess
two
that's the other
cares.
thing too. When you're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's murder, but is it really?
Yes. No, it is. But I don't care. But yes, of course it's not like. Well, yeah. Yes, of course it is. It's like it.
No, I see. I know what
fucking
you're
thing
saying.
like has fingernails at like 2 weeks or something. It's like, yeah, but who gives a shit? It's
we
murdering
don't
something
know-
I don't identify
but-
as
but-
human.
But you kill a spider, you kill a
Yeah, that's
bug or something.
murder. Or is it just killing? Okay, then we'll just call it killing. Then it's killing a kid. It's not murdering
No, but
a
the
kid.
point
It's
is
still
that
the
like
same thing.
no, but my point is like we
Fetus.
don't know. We don't know at what point it becomes a person.
I don't
Like,
think
it
that's
goes from
true.
a. At what point does it become a person?
Okay, so then there's the argument but it's a living thing,
Mhm.
like almost immediately.
Yeah.
And then it's like, when does it become a person? Well, you're still killing a living thing, right?
Yeah, but you kill a spider.
Yeah. Okay, but you're killing a fetus. It still has the potential to be a
To be a
kid.
kid, yeah.
You're not killing a kid.
But I'm saying, like, if that was going to be a person, I think God gives them a do-over. Like, they send them, he probably sends it out somewhere else. It's not like, oh, that thing never gets to live.
They
He
get
probably
That's
rebooted.
crazy.
They get
so
There's
your
so many-
defense of abortion
Yeah.
is that God has like a time where he figures it out, and if you kill it soon enough, he'll go, oh, well, I'll take that and put it somewhere else.
Let's
Yeah,
just
I
say
think
it's like a
if you want to
computer.
say there's a God, he's probably constantly sending life back and forth all the time. There's been too many people that have lived over the course of history. I don't think an aborted baby like goes to heaven and goes, "Oh, I never got to
Right.
sing the Baby Shark song,
They go on the billboard and
watch
they say
Barney."
Yeah, no. There's none of that, but it's still killing a living thing. I don't care,
I
but
don't-
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah.
Dude, that's why liberals sound stupid when they're talking about it, because they act like it's not that. It is that, and we have a right to do it.
But you don't know at what point it becomes a living thing.
What you say, Deb? 12 weeks it has a fucking heartbeat, dude.
But does that mean it has feelings?
I mean,
We should
what kind of
back
feel?
up
It
from
feels.
this.
I think it feels pain. All right, let's try to bring it back to Epstein. Can you fuck
A fetus.
No, but I guess my thing is,
Nice.
I guess you don't know at what point it sort of becomes like a sentient.
No, look
A
again.
being.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. But yes, it's
It's
killing
also
something.
I don't
It's killing
really
something.
care when someone tells me that like their baby died. It's like, well, then it's just like you didn't have that much of a chance to like get to know it.
Well, no,
It's
what
not
do you
like
mean?
it was
you mean
a
like you mean like
kid.
a baby that's out?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not as big of a deal when a baby. It's a baby. You make
That's-
another one.
No, no, because
Hot
okay,
take, Mike.
If you lost a baby,
I
you just-
actually disagree. I think like it's like old people like see how the fuck
There's
do I
no
okay,
say
way
it?
when
Mike
someone-
actually thinks
it's the potential. It's the newer.
What's sadder,
the
a
more
baby
you love
dying?
It.
What's sadder, a baby dying or an 11-year-old dying, or like a 16-year-old dying?
11-year-old.
Yeah, 11 or 16. Yeah.
And 11 is
Yeah.
sadder than 16 for some reason for me.
And 11
Yes,
is sadder
me
than a baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because a baby doesn't know it's dying.
4 to 11 is the sweet spot of sad.
Man
ultra
owns
sadness.
friends with logic. That's the title of the episode. All right, let's bring this back to Epstein because I have to go in a little bit. Read Whitney Webb's work, and I don't know. Is it worth it to try to connect these dots, put these things together, or should we just try to live our lives? You know.
I
Was that a rhetorical question? Like you're trying to wrap up the show?
It's just like, well, once you start reading about this stuff and you go, oh yeah, there's a billionaire. You have a guy who's a billionaire. He's got unlimited resources. He can he can buy anything. And now they're getting together and they're like looking out for each other and they're being like, they probably share like if a guy's assassin is on vacation, they probably share, you know, like it's a fucking landscaper,
yeah.
right? So. Is it worth it to care about this stuff?
I think it is. I think I honestly think we're headed towards like the end of
The end of that.
democracy in America. I like whatever this government is. I think we're headed towards the end in the next like 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this could be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So long as we just keep grilling them.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I mean, it's not a good thing that they're fucking kids. And so
Right.
whatever establishment is not going to fuck kids is what we need.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you look at
As
all
a
the fucked
starting
up
place,
shit.
yeah.
Right, because you look at all the fucked up shit that like the CIA does, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's just a bunch of guys. It's just a bunch of guys in baseball hats who are like who are doing
Yeah.
fucked up shit, and we don't have to be powerless.
No.
We can at least be aware of it and talk about it and podcast,
Yeah.
baby. They
Where
can
the
never
real
take our
truth comes out,
podcast. Yeah.
The discourse.
Yeah.
Or at least like we need to just start calling anybody involved in politics pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just instead of politicians, call them a pedophile. And if they don't like it, well, then get rid of the pedophiles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Until then, you're all pedophiles to me.
But I think everybody should look into that intelligence connection, look into the CIA connection, look into the Mossad connection, because it's something that like the mainstream media is never going to report on it. The Washington Post, they say, is owned by Bezos, and they have CIA contracts, so they're not going to say anything. Everything else is like all the mainstream media is very like pro-Israel, pro these agencies, and they're not going to say. They're never, ever, ever going to say like, "Oh, this guy was black, was having people fuck teenagers so he could blackmail them for the CIA or whatever agency he was working with."
What a fucking job, right?
Yeah.
It's a crazy job to end up having.
But like, you're the guy just because you're like cool and funny.
That's like a, well, you're wondering how I got here story.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
like,
Right.
where the fuck did you go from here to like? You were just
Yeah, he's just looking around his temple and everyone's wearing like
Yeah, like you
ancient Egyptian masks and like
you just like made friends with a really rich guy, and then like you were going to parties with other rich people, and then it was like you were fucking young people, and they were like, this guy, like I don't know how, but he's just bringing around all these young, and then you become like the go-to guy.
Could you imagine being Epstein and then just trying to have like a regular board game night? Like, no sex with kids tonight, guys. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's another thing that it's like sex has never been that important to me either.
Right.
Like I've never cared enough about coming to like go out on a limb. Like I don't think I would drive 5 hours for sex.
Would
Four,
you
maybe.
fly 5 hours?
But that's because you're gay and you found other ways. You found other outlets. You convince yourself that you don't like it. Anyway, yeah, Scott, it's always a pleasure.
Pleasures.
Do you have anything to plug?
Thanks for coming back. A lot of people say
tomorrow.
a lot of people say they want you
Yeah, well, fuck 'em.
on the show, but you live in New Jersey.
No, it's just I got a day job. It's
When
hard
you're doing
to,
another
I'm in
podcast,
the
it's
city
hard,
every
but we
night.
try to have you on.
I'll try to be on
often as
more.
possible.
I'm sorry I'm not that educated on kid fucking, but I'll, next time we'll talk about grown titties or something.
We're all
Perfect.
slowly becoming experts on.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like what
rings.
so how many people's like brains is this going to poison?
I don't think it's gonna poison people's brains because
this is okay. Like let's take the Epstein out of there. Just like child sex trafficking, like is it's in every country, and we have not talked about it here. We kind of sweep it under the rug because you don't want to be a country known for that. But every country should be known for that.
right.
Kids get fucked so much that like.
Well, we won't.
That's what they
we
should be
won't,
known. Like
as
kids are
long
not
as-
known for getting. That's not like what they're known for.
Yeah, but as long as the media
Kids
does,
should be
listen,
known for getting fucked. Like that's how bad it is out there. It should be like, oh,
Yeah.
kids, those things that get fucked by
Right,
adults.
right.
Like it's seriously, that's how
Yeah.
bad it is, and we need to talk about it like that.
Yeah, we need to take it back to them. Kids are known for playing in the Little League World Series.
Yes,
But that's the thing is like
Yes.
as long as but as
right
long
now
as,
in this country, kids are known for getting fucked by rich people,
that's a bit.
and that's crazy.
You should do that on stage.
All right, man, I'll do it tonight.
Yeah, no, but as long as like the media is run by who it's run by, that you're never gonna hear about this. They're gonna find a way to spin it, and they're gonna go, oh, this fucking pervert. I'm glad he's dead. He killed himself, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do their best to ignore every other aspect of it, which is that
Bill
it's
Clinton is deeply involved.
But see, it's more than just Bill Clinton.
Right.
It's more than just like
It's your regular
politicians.
Joe down at the end of the street.
huh?
It's not just billionaires. It's like your regular run-of-the-mill guy at the end of the street, you know?
How? No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought you were saying that pedophiles are everywhere. They're not just billionaires.
Well, yeah, but those guys get caught and they get beaten to death in prison.
Yeah.
This is like people are getting away with this shit.
Okay.
They're living their best lives.
They're living their best lives.
I'm living my best life.
You know what I'm
Fucking
saying?
kids.
Like they're never gonna expose the entire web.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be. That's gonna be an uphill battle
Well,
for
because-
everybody who cares.
Because exposing it means literally starting from scratch.
Mhm.
It means starting from scratch, dude. This country was built on the backs of sexy 11-year-olds.
Yep, and it's going to implicate some of our faves.
Some of our faves are gonna
That's
go
right.
down.
Oh, that's so funny. You remember that?
That tweet, yeah.
What a dumb bitch.
What a seriously dumb bitch.
Sorry.
Some of our faves are gonna go down. Yeah, I don't know. Just you gotta.
Oh,
you gotta,
no. All right.
Because this is so much bigger than Jeffrey Epstein. This guy is being completely scapegoated. I know we
Yeah,
gotta
he's
wrap
just
up.
the guy. He's like the dealer.
He's just the guy that
He's
they can
the
push it all
dealer.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
There's like,
It's almost
Holy
like if
shit.
if the three of us did something illegal right now, and Matt was like, "I'll just take the fall for it."
Yes.
If we were all watching child pornography, if we all brought one
apart.
DVD of child pornography,
I'll
each,
left it
scoop
at
up all
Matt's
three.
house.
if you got caught,
And-
he's the fall guy,
And
anyway,
my family will be taken care of.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Your family. Oh, Shelby will be taken care of.
That's what you were saying, right?
dude, and Epstein doesn't even have family.
He doesn't even have family. He's the
So-
perfect scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens to all the money now? It gets divvied up to the victims or it goes to like art?
Yeah, I have no
libraries, or-
idea.
It's a lot of money.
They're gonna build a big purple cube in in the financial district.
Whatever they build, I don't want to know. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be in that building and know that that's what it was built on.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
If they kill
No, it
one of
makes
these
sense.
victims, though, we got to take to the streets. I don't think they will, though.
No, they're not going to touch a victim. They
Well,
they
let's
really don't view them as a serious threat.
let's see how it all unfolds.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Like we said, sitdownpod@gmail.com. Message me on Instagram. I usually try to answer those. And Recine Mike on Instagram. Sitdownpod at Twitter. Instagram, sitdownpod. Support us on Patreon if you want. Kick us a few bucks. Always
Kick it.
appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye.